They are the brightest names in football, young men who've captured the imagination of the footy public. The superstars of the future, names like Riewoldt, Koschitzke and Ball. Champions already. These are the young guns.
Carmen knocks it down, stolen by Ball, inside the 50 and closing, kicks truly.
Wow.
Less than a goal in it.
He's too far out, he draws the tackler, sets up Ball, and from 40, he is a class act.
But Luke, very strong leadership skills, a driven individual who was always going to be successful at whatever he did, and you know, a great family background, terrific support infrastructure around him, very well balanced, and then you've got the footy things as well. But you know, pretty much there's 648 players listed each year, and pretty much all of them can play. It's those intangible, non-football things that differentiate between a good footballer and a very, very good footballer.
Milne sharks it, runs through traffic, goes to Ball. He could be the hero. Knocked out first term, and he's off the canvas.
I was lucky enough that St Kilda gave me that chance, even though I was still had another year of school to do, as you say, and that was probably a tough year to sit back and watch, you know, not only just watch the footy, but watch other guys that got drafted around me going so well. But I guess it was just a matter of patience, and then I had to come down here and really work hard on getting the body right, and then getting out there and repaying the club, I guess.
Look, he's got significantly more courage and mental toughness than I thought he had right at the start, and I hadn't seen him play a lot. You know, a couple of games at Xavier, and that was about it. But he has really earned enormous respect from the playing group and the coaching group for his courage and hardness and ability to deal with adversity, and also to respond to physical challenges, and that's a great quality to have, and he's got that in spades.
Goes in that direction. Riewoldt now positions himself, but Ball a one-hander. Can you believe that? Sensational grab.
Hobbled for the moment, will affect the kick. Good angle, in he comes, splits the middle.
I mean, quality individual all round, you know, 98.8% in his VCE, that sort of stuff. Courageous, good skill, all-round package, good endurance, you know, just a terrific all-round player. Inside, distributor of the ball, can get the ball outside. The fitness blokes say spatial awareness, you know, when he's falling, he knows where other blokes are. Just an outstanding all-round player and person.
Look, he's been unfortunate that he's had the bad nose injury, and it just continues to get worse and worse, and you know, I went through exactly the same thing, so look, I feel for him, but I think Luke probably wouldn't have it any other way. That's the way he plays his football, and if he's not getting those sorts of injuries and knocks, if he doesn't come out of the game feeling sort of a little bit belted up, well then he hasn't played the way that he wants to play. So to some degree it's a little bit of a badge of honour almost that he's playing footy the way that he wants to play.
That's when I really got a worry when બ્ᴇʟᴏ starts talking about noses and comparing mine to his. That's when I've really got to have a look in the mirror and weigh up whether I should keep playing, I guess.
It's good pressure again. And to finish, Ball with a goal.
I don't think anything can ever, you know, you'll hear people say that nothing can really ever prepare for the actual speed of the game. I remember my first game thinking, it is as quick as they say it is, you know, it was flying around, and I guess the quicker you can adapt and get used to it, the better off you're going to be.
Look, I didn't know a great deal about him before he arrived. Obviously there was a fair bit of you know, talk that he's a great player and he's a real leader and he's a really good kid, and you hear all those sorts of things, but until he actually arrives and starts playing, you never actually see it fully. But look, the way that he plays, it just you know, it inspires other teammates around him, and I also get a bit of a thrill watching him up in the box, because he's just got that. He hates to be beaten, and if there's a second, third, fourth effort that's needed, he'll be the guy doing that.
I think the semi-final, I think it was, where we beat Sydney last year after we'd been flogged in the first final by Brisbane, and everyone felt pretty embarrassed about that. And then to come back, and it was, you know, a wet and windy night at the MCG, and to get up that week and set up a preliminary final, which was also a very memorable game, probably obviously for the wrong reasons. We just missed out on playing the big one by a kick, but last year's finals experience was probably the most memorable so far.
Going to get it again. He might still get her off the deck. Ball off the deck. Rolling, tumbling, almost stuck in the mud. Goal.
The veteran.
He's got no one to kick it to.
He hasn't, and he knows he's too far out. He draws the tackler, sets up ball, and from 40, he is a class act.
Sharman knocks it down. Stolen by Ball. Inside the 50 and closing. Kicks truly.
Class.
Less than a goal in it.
He's a star. He is a star, Luke Ball. He has got Voss-like qualities, and he has now had 9 clearances. Now, they are worth gold, a clearance, and to
Against
go
this mob there.
to finish in that manner.
Playing a good game. Umpire went over.
Twice now, they got in the way.
Hayes gives it on the ball. Sends it to Garrick.
Get off surfing, Jared.
Play on, no 15. Bowden's gone.
It's good pressure again.
And to finish, Ball with a goal. Their tackling has been terrific. It's resulting in turnovers, it's resulting in goals, and Luke Ball, the acting captain, joins the party. Now Raphael Clarke running his full measure. A bounce, going along for Milne.
There's a duck whistle, that one. It really did upset the flow for Kilda.
Just no need, just wave the arm to signal you know it's a free and let everyone get on with it as Ball takes the mark inside 50.
Robbie Harvey. Short ball. Good to Ball.
Been quiet today, Luke Ball.
Just motioning with the finger that he wants some movement to come to the fat side of the ground. That's where it comes. That's why he wanted it there. Big mark to the big G train.
You see down the bottom of your screen there, he just cuts at the right time, and 𝙲𝙷𝙰𝙽 only a yard or so behind him, but the kick was good enough.
Mind having a shot at goal. We haven't seen that for a long time.
Ball's the only target forward here.
Raphael Clarke goes in that direction. Riewoldt now positions himself, but Ball a one-hander. Can you believe that?
Sensational grab. Riewoldt was down there, but you look at Riewoldt had to actually run backwards. Now, it's hard for a midfielder running forward to target up a player running away from you. If somebody comes side on or leads at you, you're more willing to kick in their direction.
Star turn when he's on, and so far tonight he's been very handy. Hobbled for the moment. Will it affect the kick? Good angle. In he comes. Splits the middle.
And needs to get it going for the Tigers. Sets them in motion as long and strong as he can. Morrison trying to provide the contest, but that breaks. Luke Ball. Unbelievable, isn't he? For a small man going back into defence, this will be 6 possessions for the quarter.
Well, I reckon he's been in that position.
Okay, we'll have a look at that one. Obviously, Hayes caught one there as he went through. In the meantime, Ball has got it all on his own as he runs inside 50, and Koschitzke is all on his own, 30 metres out, directly in front of goal.
Lenny Hayes looking down towards half forward. Sends it just inside the 50. What a beautiful kick. Ball takes the mark. He's in his season's high 30 against Melbourne in round 4. And his 9th is a beauty. Splits the middle.
Stay with it, Gary, as the Saints press on. Eklund, right foot, snap, goal. Big start to the Saints.
Eklund, quick kick out of the pack. Has it bounced through? I think it has. Hasn't been touched. It's a goal.
He's big enough that he can compete with the big guys, yet he's still mobile, so he can get on the end of it, sprint out to the wing, take a catch, handball off, and his skills for a big man are pretty good. So he's got the complete package sort of that we need of a ruckman. We just need him to be able to do that week in, week out.
His best effort against the Saints, round 14 here at the Dome. In 2003, wide of the pack, Riewoldt was held. Herd gets a hand pass away. Welsh in desperate trouble, taken down by Ackland.
Ackland certainly helped us out there. You know, we lost Noble and we needed to pick up someone. You need that for the depth. You don't want to be going in against, you know, blokes like Cox and Sandylands with undersized players, and Ackland's been very handy and he's very competitive and been great for us this year.
Ball sends it inside 50. Ackland's deep. Riewoldt. Ackland! Strong mark and will line up for his second goal in a row. It's the biggest kick of the night. In he comes for his second straight goal. Very, very nice. The Saints are within 8 points with lots of time on the clock.
Limited opportunities at Port Adelaide. One of his early games against West Coast, took some good marks, kicks the ball well. Yeah, just limited opportunities. We're very lucky to get him at pick 33.
Prendergast, Ackland, palmed down Mill, to open goal. I think it is there. It is. That is lovely ruck work. Well done.
Yeah, look, I think Kane's always had the ability to be a regular and valuable AFL player, but probably missed out on opportunity at Port Adelaide because of they've got a wealth of rucking options with you know, Brogan and Primus and Lade. So to that end, I think he was just an opportunity short. And you know, thankfully for our club, he came here and he's been somewhat of a revelation rucking. Gives us a great contest at the clearances, very competitive and you know, competitive in relation to the man and the ball, which is what we're after. He wins a fair bit of possession, and a couple of weeks when we've needed to play him centre half forward, which is a pretty tough gig still, he was able to play there and have 15 to 20 possessions and kick, you know, 2 or 3 goals, which is a very, very valuable asset.
He's a very good mark, he's competitive, his skills are good. So all round he was an underrated player because he had limited opportunity at Port Adelaide.
Very deliberate approach, close to the man on the mark, gives it a ride, it'll land 2 metres out.
Oh, what a spectacular leap by Kane Ackland. Oh, fantastic mark in the goals.
Yeah, well, obviously, you know, coming from Port where there was a lot of big blokes and I had my fair share of injuries. It's turned out to be a blessing. To be honest, there was probably no one knocking down the door to get a bloke who hadn't played for a few years and had a lot of injuries. So, you know, I've got to thank the club and Matty Rendell and that has seen a little bit in me and got me over here. So it's been good.
Been one of the recruits of the year.
Yep, to restore St Kilda's 10-point lead.
There's a lot of similarities. Like when I first got to Port, it was a very young list and also very talented. Same as, you know, here, and we've still got a young list. And so there's similarities in that way. You know, everyone, they've got the drive and those sort of things.
Stepping through. Long ball forward. Ackland and Gehrig. Ackland in from the side.
He's very competitive. Any situation, he's competitive. You know, he's happy to stand in the hole. He runs forward. He's got good aerobic capacity. He's got nearly midfield aerobic capacity, so he can run forward and cause some damage from the ruck as well. And you know, he just likes being in every play.
Oh, it's been really enjoyable for me. You know, I've started enjoying my footy again for a while there. You know, not playing, being injured, you know, got a bit down, and it's really just been enjoyable again. And Tomo's just sort of, you know, put a bit of trust in me and let me go out there and play.
Ackland, 3 goals, 5 in his 14-game career, and that's pretty good. Good start for Kane Ackland. Saints on the board.
Saints press on. Ackland. Right foot, snap, goal. Big start to the Saints.
Well, they are up and about now. Big crowd in here at the Telstra Dome, St Kilda home ground. Contested the ruck, did big Kane Ackland. I'm not sure that's going to go down all that well in the Melbourne coaching box. Ends up in the hand of Aussie Jones. Gets it over the top. Kane Ackland good enough to finish off.
Like the Netherlands hockey team at the moment.
Never stopped him when you were playing.
Ackland, quick kick out of the pack. Has it bounced through? I think it has. Hasn't been touched. It's a goal. Kane Ackland out of the ruck contest. Got boot to ball in a hurry. Cleared the Riewoldt contest and bounced through for St Kilda's third. They're 3-4. West Coast at 10-6, but played 9 minutes in the third.
Well, just make sure that he got into the contest, the big fella. Push Cox out of the way. Opportunity there, just slammed on his left boot. Nice work. He's rucking, he's roving, he's doing it all.
tackle from Voss was great. Still got a little boot on ball. It comes back to Gehrig. He can go short to Ackland. He does. Ackland will mark this directly in front. 30 out. Saints aren't done with yet.
I'd be pretty confident with him lining up for a shot here.
Goal for goal over the last 7 minutes. Ackland to keep that run going. In front, umpire blew the whistle. Would have been 50, I think, but it's a goal anyway. So they're back within 14 points here, the Saints. On the edge of the square, little centering, nifty ball to the middle, finds ball. Ball sends it inside 50. Ackland's deep. Riewoldt. Ackland! Strong mark and will line up for his second goal in a row.
Well done, Maguire.
He took the body, didn't he? He just ran at it, but kicked his 8th goal with the last goal of the match here, Bix. Ackland, got him from the other side now.
Oh, I like him. I like the boy. What is interesting, St Kilda got all their weapons up forward. You've got Riewoldt, you've got Maguire, who's moved down there, and also Ackland. So we know they're the best marking team inside 50. Well, they've got 4 big guys up there who can all take a catch.
Ackland to get it back to single figures, and 8 points needs to be successful here. It's the biggest kick of the night. In he comes for his second straight goal. Very, very nice. The Saints are within 8 points with lots of time on the clock.
Oh, what about that? Kane Ackland, 2 goals in a row. He's actually playing as the ruckman in the centre bounces and then pushes forward, and I just have a feel it's either Fisher or Riewoldt, then runs around as a ruck rover taking place of Ackland around the ground, getting some run in there, and Ackland is really trying to stretch them inside forward 50 for St Kilda.
101 possessions and more coming up here on the run from 50. Goddard. There's your bullet goal.
Hayes had it, lost it. Stanton, his 5th possession, intended for well, stolen away by Dal Santo. Eager to make amends inside the centre square, finds Riewoldt on the lead. Unstoppable.
Inside 50. Here comes Fraze. Over the top, going up to goal. 6 in a row, Saints.
I think his skills are unquestioned. I mean, he has a unbelievable amount of poise and composure in very competitive situations, and I think what mesmerises his opponents and also a lot of us in a lot of ways is that really hot contested situation where he's able to have a sixth sense about where everyone is and where everyone is, what everyone is about to do. He tends to know what he's going to do quicker than other people do, which is obviously a good quality to have. So his skills are terrific, especially in heavy traffic.
Goddard went to ground. Hayes over the outside of the boot. Dal Santo breaks through, runs inside the 50, lines up. It's good.
Look, as far as pure skill goes and actual knowing what's around him, his awareness of what's around him at any stage is fantastic. I remember some recruiting people that had an involvement in the under-18s before he arrived. We just drafted him. I said, you know, what's this Dal Santo like? And they said, look, you've got Luke Ball and you've got 2 or 3 others that were chosen before Dal, but in their opinion, he was going to be the best one of the lot because whenever he got the ball in the under-18s, it always ended up with a teammate. He always had that extra little bit of time that would make him sort of rise through the ranks. He was never hurried, and we've seen that even now in AFL. He's only played a couple of seasons yet. He's got an amazing awareness. So he's got that something that's really innate. It's really hard to teach that sort of awareness of what's around you, and I think that's what really stands him out.
It's okay, Hayes marked, and it's on its inner half back. Beautifully done on the Dal Santo from 50. He loads up and kicks it.
Played a variety of sports growing up, like basketball, athletics, and obviously chose football in the end, but I don't think there's any particular reason why people comment on my skills like that.
What about the work ethic? Do you feel it imperative? Like Harves has been a man who people say, oh, Dal Santo, Harvey, the work ethic's there.
With Rob, obviously his work ethic is second to none, and a young person like myself coming into AFL is no one better to learn from, and I think over probably the last year and a half I've taken bigger steps than probably previously to realising how important it is.
Do you hear the commentators talk about the similarity between you and Ian Stewart?
I have heard a little bit. I don't personally see a great deal, and obviously Ian was a little bit before my time, so I never actually got to see him play, but there's obviously a few comments and they're a little bit flattering, but also a little bit embarrassing.
What do you think the strengths are of your game?
Of my strengths, probably a little bit of versatility. I'm able to play forward and midfield, and recently been able to go back and probably not playing really well back there, but definitely learning.
Got plenty of time. Dal Santo run from the centre. He can run to 50. He can keep going, Nick Dal Santo. Has got a problem with Johnson. Gets around him once and again. Wobbles at goal with Gary. It's through. It's a goal to St Kilda. Quite remarkable.
Dal Santo gets the ball, something good usually happens with it. He's a good decision maker, very good execution, but he's also a guy that's got the flexibility to play up forward and also down back as well as a midfielder. You know, he gets tagged a bit, and that's a role that I know he's trying to develop, but it's probably been a bit of a frustration to him, and probably hasn't played as well as he'd like in some games when he has been tagged. But having said that, he's getting much better at that, as Ball has, and I think that over time he's going to be regarded as a tremendous player for the club.
Now Blake sets it up. It's Riewoldt versus 4 Demons. Numbers should prevail. Was there some holding on? No. Dal Santo for his 4. Oh my goodness!
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about his skill. His hands and feet are outstanding. His balance is fine. His ability to find space with other players around him. I think he was a little underrated in that draft because there was a little bit of a query about his urgency, but that isn't the case at all. And he's about 6'1". He's a lovely size. He can play back. He can play wing. He can play forward. No, he's a super talent.
He's going to have to mop up and kick high and long. In from the side, Dal Santo. What a terrific young player.
Have there been standout games for you?
Not really this year.
What about through your career?
I've had a couple of good games possession-wise, and obviously a couple of weeks going against Melbourne, kicking 5 goals was the best I've ever done, obviously, so that was personally my best game in regards to goal kicking.
Derek offers something in the corridor, but he goes very wide to an unmanned Voss. Had a couple of inches on Rivers, the handball to Hamill. Hamill hits Corral, back Voss. Dal Santo, over the top, Guerra, great vision, great execution.
So first blood to the Brisbane Lions. Their first move inside 50 results in a goal, but it spills to Dal Santo. The Saints' second centre break up towards Riewoldt. Levitches his man. What a mark!
3 times whatever vote they give him, then they've got it wrong, because he's been in fine form.
101 possessions and more coming up here on the run from 50. Got it.
Gun.
There's your bullet goal.
Yeah, 3 out of the 4 matches so far, I reckon he would have polled Brownlow votes, and that's the way to start, Wayne.
Good call, Jared, but unfortunately, as we know, the umpires, he's probably lucky to have 2.
That sounds like a man who's
his career missed out on a few.
Bitter, and didn't have any regrets about not winning one?
Not bitter at all, Jared. Spewing.
Well, let's see how they go back in the centre, because that's just too easy. Terry Wallace would be filthy as a former centreman himself. That's what you train for.
Hill hooks it down. Hayes had it, lost it. Stanton, his 5th possession, intended for Wells, stolen away by Dal Santo. Eager to make amends inside the centre square. Finds Riewoldt on the lead. Unstoppable. Riewoldt would be 40 metres from goal, and distance will not be a problem. His kicking this season has been certainly below par.
Dal Santo's been very good. Picked it up magnificently. Turned around, threaded the left foot ball through to Powell.
Inside 50. Here comes Fraze. Over the top, going Dal Santo. 6 in a row, Saints.
Not quite sure about the analogy, to be perfectly honest, Bryso. But if you're saying that you've hit the jackpot, well, the Saints have this in this last 8 minutes, because...
Just looking for another dance, Gary. Someone different.
Dal Santo has had a ripping 3rd quarter.
Goddard went to ground. Hayes over the outside of the boot. Dal Santo Breaks free, runs inside the 50, lines up. It's good.
Just probably trying to ease the workload on Ackland as the first ruck. He's playing forward. Koschitzke's taking the ruck early here. Breaks through that tackle there. ᴍᴏʀᴇ really need to stick at the hips then and actually take him to ground. He was able to break that.
Kick is okay. Hayes marked, and it's on at centre half back. Beautifully done. Off to Dal Santo from 50. He loads up and kicks another one. Great idea to try and exert an influence and a presence on the game early. You've still got to go at the ball. So Dal Santo here from just 30 metres directly in front. A chance for St Kilda's fourth. He kicks and he goes. Dal Santo's run from the centre. He can run to 50. He can keep going, Dal Santo. Has got a problem with Johnson. Gets around him once and again. Wobbles at goal. Gary. It's through. It's a goal to St Kilda. Quite remarkable. And there's a right grin there from Dal Santo. It was an ordinary kick off the boot. It almost floated through. And Gary did very well to prevent Carroll from getting near the football. And St Kilda kicked a valuable goal. Let's have another look at it again.
Well, it was a floater, gets around Johnson and almost gets mowed down by Bruce.
Charging through, he had Milne in the pocket. Eventually he got through himself. Now Blake sets it up. It's Riewoldt versus four demons. Numbers should prevail. Was there some holding on? No. Dal Santo for his fourth! Oh my goodness! Dal Santo. He'd only kicked 3 goals for the season until today, and he's kicked 4 in the quarter.
Quite incredible, wasn't it? Looked like Melbourne had the numbers at the fall of that ball, but Dal Santo picks the ball up and snap. Let's watch it here. The high kick to the hot spot. Numbers there. Dal Santo between 3 Melbourne players, picks up the ball, snaps the left foot goal. Sensational. How quick was that?
Clarke's been quiet, but he's got a chance here. Runs to 48, and the X-Man has kicked the goal!
It's the X-Man. X for exciting. I didn't do that well in spelling, but you know what I mean. Look at this.
Oh, gee.
You know what I mean.
St Kilda get it forward to Xavier Clarke. Hits the ground running, runs in and kicks a goal.
He's very, very quick. He has matured very, very well also. Really pleased with how he's coming on. I think he felt that maybe, you know, the Koschitzkes and the Riewoldts and the Bulls and Dal Santos and Maguires and these guys may have been going a little bit beyond him, and he's been extremely conscientious and professional under pretty trying circumstances with his repeat soft tissue injuries.
Jump just as he got it, didn't get a chance to return to earth.
Xavier Clarke picks it up on the burst. Can he conjure something here for the Saints? Hamill in some space, and he takes them up.
From a defence point of view and a point of view of giving us run and rebound, that doesn't get much better than Xavier Clarke when he's in full flight, and he lights us up as a team. So he's very underestimated and a critical player in our future.
And what he does give, I think it's been decided that it's best that he plays half-back flank running. He contributes that pace to us, left foot kick, an athletic young fella. He really makes a contribution to the side as a small running back, and we're not overburdened with running backs with pace. And Raph likewise is that type of player.
Importance of this kick, Xavier Clarke. Rob Punt, not bad off the boot. Holding up. It's through.
It's definitely been a dream, and growing up in Darwin, it's just a passion. A lot of Aboriginal kids out there just love the footy and love the game, and I think Michael Long and guys like that paved the way. And to come down and play at St Kilda is a dream come true, definitely.
Peter Burgoyne about to get caught. Brilliant tackle. Got to be holding the ball. Xavier Clarke's free kick. Gives it back to Clarke. This is exciting stuff. And Xavier Clarke has a couple of bounces. He goes towards Riewoldt. Great football, St Kilda. Xavier Clarke, magnificent.
Yeah, definitely been a lot tougher than what I thought. Coming down, I guess I didn't have the natural ability to work hard and that, like I guess Luke Ball and those guys have worked really, really hard when they first got here, and I've learnt that along the way, and it hasn't been second nature, but now I think it has. And you know, in games you got to work a lot harder to get your possessions, and you know, you got to win your own footy and all that sort of stuff. So there's definitely a lot of pressure playing senior footy, looking after your diet and all that as well.
Been over a quarter since they kicked a goal. Noble's kick is a floater. Allows Leppich to pick it off. Clarke's been quiet, but he's got a chance here. Runs to 48, and the X-Man has kicked a goal.
To himself. Drives it very high outside the 50. Goddard, the leaper from behind, fell in front. Clarke found a path, centres anyone at 2.
Didn't even get it. He made a little jump just as he got it. Didn't get a chance to return to earth.
Xavier Clarke picks it up on the burst. Can he conjure something here for the Saints? Hamill in some space, and he takes the mark.
You saw Brogan just in shot as well. It goes into Clarke now, opened it up, who has good foot skills.
He knows the importance of this kick, Xavier Clarke. Drop punt, not bad off the boot. Holding up, it's through!
In the 70s, and now a great administrator, and he'll be sorely missed by everyone at Port Adelaide as St Kilda get it forward to Xavier Clarke. Hits the ground running, runs in and kicks a goal.
Runs into traffic, sits up Hayes. He got it out quickly for Xavier Clarke. Touch ball, Fraser, touch ball, Fraser. Got it to Goddard. Can Milne get number 4? Oh, he lays it off for Clarke. That was brilliant stuff, Stevie. And what is even better to see, he's equally as excited with Xavier Clarke kicking the goal, his first of the season.
Yeah, it was reflex, wasn't it? Here's Xavier Clarke pushing forward. Have a look at Stephen Milne. Great camera work, this.
And then the deft little touch, his 5th handball today, his career high.
Top one in the head from Goddard. Goddard won the hard ball, got it over to Xavier Clarke. Good sidestep. Oh. Goddard spins out of trouble. Got it over to Blake. Blake sidesteps, gives it back to Clarke. This is exciting stuff. As Xavier Clarke has a couple of bounces. He goes towards Riewoldt. Great football, St Kilda.
Xavier Clarke magnificent off the half-back flank in this quarter.
He's lit them up the last 15 minutes.
He's just been wonderful getting the slaps and the pats from his teammates, and deservedly so. Good play there by Goddard too. Hooked that ball in. He hooked it in. If he had it gone with 2 hands, he would have been wrapped up in a tackle and the ball would have stopped there. So he knew what he was doing. Take it in one hand, get the spin on so that he couldn't be contained in the tackle.
Milne with the backhander, trying to open it up. Clarke, Raphael Clarke runs on a little rock, but Banana got it. Brilliant play.
Opportunity goes begging. 11 points of difference. Chance for the Saints to get one more. And wouldn't it be handy? Here's Clarke loping through the middle. Handball over the top to Maguire. He thumps it long towards the square. That is a booming kick. What a goal!
He's a very agile young fella. He can play on talls and smalls. He's very adaptable in that regard. Got a great awareness, you know, and got pace to burn as well. I think that that's the great strength of Raph, particularly across the half-back line and even further up on the wing. But it's just his awareness in summing up. He's getting better above his head.
In the stands is a guest of Rod Butters, the St Kilda president. Oh, and that is a magnificent mark taken there by Raphael Clarke.
You grow up all your life aspiring to play AFL footy, and finally be out and playing league footy in front of all of Australia every weekend. It's couldn't ask for anything better.
We can only see him going forward, improving in leaps and bounds, because there's a lot of development. He's going to get stronger, and obviously with the more games played, he's going to become more experienced, and now he's got a bright future, I see.
There's a lot of pressure. I always had a lot of pressure put on me because Xavier was already here and already established himself, and I sort of had to sort of live up to him. But the pressure, like, you can't make a mistake. If you're too slow, you get caught out, and if you miss a tackle, like everyone sees it. So you got to be spot on with everything you do.
Ruff's about 6'2". He's had a bit of a battle with his body. He came to us a bit sore, probably needed a spell. He'd played continuous footy for 5 years. He's certainly got the ability, Raff. He just needs his body to be kind to him, and he's going to be a long-term AFL player. You know, he gets a little bit of soreness in hamstrings and groins, and so he's just still working through a bit of that.
Ambitions, probably to get as much as I can out of it, really. Every kid wants to play 100 plus games, and the main thing is to probably be in a successful team, like winning your premierships, or even if it's personal success, but just to get as much as I can out of it would be great.
Well, once again, like all the other players, I mean, Johnny Beveridge is a guy who selects them, and he gets all the credit for that. As far as I'm concerned, I think everyone can play. So the differentiating factor with Raph was that he had height, and he's got those cat-like reflexes that was going to hold him in good stead. And Bevo did feel that you know, we would rate him a little bit higher given that Xavier was here. Look, he's a guy that we consider to be continually improving, and we haven't got anywhere near the best out of him yet. And we believe that he's going to be a very consistent top player for us in the next few years.
The first game, you don't believe how much quicker and how much harder the bodies are. You think the VFL wouldn't be so much different, but it is, and it's such a big step. And to sort of get a few more games this year, it gives you a great understanding of where you've got to be and how much improvement you've got in you. So.
Going back with courage, Pollock over the top, Koschitzke.
Milne threaded the handball back to Koschitzke beautifully. The big man with the running shot on goal. They're celebrating at Moorabbin.
Yeah, look, because him and Nick arrived at the same time, and Nick was injured first season, and Cozzy had a belter, one rising star, reversed the year after. Cozzy hasn't probably had the run of good luck really that Nick's had, but once he gets that, I can see there's not much difference between the two of them. He's extremely important for us, and he's also got a touch of the Luke Ball about him, that he hates to be beaten. He's very aggressive. We love to throw him in the middle at the start of the game because he really sets a scene for us. But yeah, look, he's a player that we see as a leader long term at this club.
Kicks to the hot spot, Gehrig the target. Koschitzke from the side.
And that's what caused the confusion and the multiple handballs up on the wing. It was because Koschitzke had pushed into the goal square. Gehrig had let out, so there was no one there. There was no long option to get the ball carrier out of trouble. He doesn't want to kick it just to a bulldog. It makes him look silly. So he's going to go short. He's going to look around in the inner circle, and the circus of handballs is established.
It was almost names out of a hat. I mean, Nick probably is a little bit more athletic than Cozzy, and Nick can probably play up on a wing. I mean, for a bloke who's about 6'4", super athletic, great endurance. Cozzy's a very competitive, contested marking player, kicks it well. Probably not quite as athletic as Nick, but all round they're both fantastic, obviously.
Angle, no support. Handballs to space. Oh, and goal it is! Brilliant by Koschitzke.
Cozzy, I think, play half and half, ruck and play forward. Look, he takes contested marks. He's a good forward, but he's also I think he could be one of the premier ruckmen in the league. He's got a good leap. He times it well. He's got good touch with his hands. So half and half would be ideal.
Pendulum swinging back St Kilda's way. Now can Koschitzke mark inside 50? He can.
Do you enjoy the leadership role this year?
Yeah, look, I love it. You know, always aspired to do it, and something I've really enjoyed doing. And because of the rotational system and because of our leadership promotion, I've got the chance to do it, and it's worked well. And I probably play my best footy, with that position, but hopefully now without it I can continue that form.
He's very competitive. Any situation he's competitive. He's happy to stand in the hole. He runs forward. He's got good aerobic capacity. He's got nearly midfield aerobic capacity, so he can run forward and cause some damage from the ruck as well. And he just likes being in every play.
High ball forward from Maguire. Look at the big pump from Maguire ending up in the hands of Koschitzke.
Just a magnificent kick it was. It travelled probably 60 to 65 metres and it was free kick, mark, whatever you want to call it. Big Fraser in front position there. And here a couple of times now he's been the one that's wrestled away and only for teammates to jump over the top.
Justin Koschitzke to get one straight back for the Saints. Kick on the way is there.
Yeah, look, obviously it's a massive step to be playing at the elite level. I was probably a little bit fortunate because I played senior footy with men when I was quite young in the country, so you learn a little bit, but obviously the speed of the game's a lot quicker, and when you get hit here, you get hit hard. But I certainly learned how to deal with a man's body at a young age, I thought.
He's a critical player for us. The flexibility he gives us, what it allows us to do with other players is very significant. He's extremely competitive, very driven. You can always depend on him for a great contest. He stretches the opposition and does all the things we really require him to do. If he can continue the same upward trend of improvement that he's had, we're very confident that we'll start getting the real value from Koschitzke that we've probably been yearning in the past 3 years.
Can run, couple of bounces through the midfield, kick towards full forward. Koschitzke on a long lead mark.
I'm really proud of the fact that I got here and we're on the bottom of the ladder, and that's the reason that Nick and I were drafted here, and they, lost less than 5 games the year before, and hopefully we've created a culture that really puts us on the brink of a great era, and I'm really proud of the fact that I've been through all of it.
We want to be regarded as a very hard, tough side, and to do that you need everyone doing the same thing, and he's a great leader in that regard.
It's knocked down by Longmuir. Hamill lays it off. Fisher, 52 metres out, pulls it back. Going back with courage. Pollock over the top. Koschitzke.
Big body, big hit, big contest and a big mark. Fantastic stuff there from Koschitzke. Watch the contact made. Bang! And Pollock just goes sideways.
Terrific.
That is a big power mark, that one.
Now you have to watch the Saints on the rebound. The acting captain ball to Koschitzke. Has the height advantage on Hyde. Had his name all over it. Chips it forward. Here's Baker. Plays on. Hayes. Dangerous. Destructive. 6 in a row for the Saints.
He goes in short and gets it to Koschitzke, and now to Milne. Milne threaded the handball back to Koschitzke beautifully. The big man with the running shot on goal. They're celebrating at Moorabbin.
He kicks, gives Thompson a chance, and he marks well.
He's back, Tomo. He's been sent to the reserves just to get a full game under his belt, but now he's come back as a high-marking tagger.
Kicks to the hot spot. Gehrig the target. Oh, Koschitzke from the side.
And that's what caused the confusion and the multiple handballs up on the wing. It was because Koschitzke hadn't pushed into the goal square. Gehrig had let out, so there was no one there. There was no long option to get the ball carrier out of trouble. He doesn't want to kick it just to a bulldog. It makes him look silly. So he's going to go short. He's going to look around in the inner circle, and the circus of handballs is established.
Justin Koschitzke, welcome back. Harris will get there first. The bounce will be important. Gehrig, tight angle, no support. Handballs to space. Oh, what a goal that is! Brilliant by Koschitzke. And Fraser Gehrig placed that ball superbly.
Big Fraser, he didn't exactly turn on a 20-cent bit, did he? But he was strong enough to hold the tackle off, give the handball into the corridor. I think he saw Koschitzke running into the corridor, and the big fella too, testing the hammies out. We know that he's had a few problems with his legs. Able to bend over, pick it up and kick a nice goal. Well done, Fraser.
Yeah, brilliant work. I reckon he's been to the Mark Philippoussis School of Agility, though. Because he was slow on the turnaround, but well done to Koschitzke.
Pendulum swinging back St Kilda's way. Now can Koschitzke mark inside 50? He can!
agility. There it was. Well, that was a terrific mark. The Bulldogs players fell for the old two-card trick, worrying about the body. Koschitzke watched the ball through the air and basically Rawlings, and I think it was Hargrave, misjudged the ball completely. Koschitzke able to just fall back on it and take a very, very nice mark.
Been under a bit of pressure, Justin Koschitzke. I'm not sure why. I think he's a player of immense talent. Just needs to be utilised, I think, in his to his strengths, and that's as a target. I think he's a player that's had enormous problems with injury that can, with Riewoldt, take him to a flag.
He kicks his third. McGough. The handball will bounce, but it'll bounce okay.
Kick.
High ball forward from Maguire. Look at the big pump from Maguire ending up in the hands of Koschitzke.
Just a magnificent kick it was. It travelled probably 60 to 65 metres, and it was free kick, mark, whatever you want to call it. Big Fraser in front position there. And here a couple of times now he's been the one that's wrestled away, and only for teammates to jump over the top.
Justin Koschitzke to get one straight back for the Saints. Kick on the way is there.
Just got to have a look and see where Maguire comes off the back of the line. Yeah, Lance Whitnell just slow to react there. And that kick was an absolute beauty. And the big man Koschitzke, when he gets front spot, pretty hard to budge. Once again, I suppose, not young, but Brett Thornton, he forever giving away height and weight.
Nicely taken by Stevens. He was smacked into Thompson running ahead of the ball. Left foot's the long one forward. Fraser with the hand up there. Here's Dal Santo. Pencil it in. The Saints are on fire.
Just had a bit of a stink about it, didn't it, early in the third quarter? Carlton, despite that, were able to kick a goal, but now it's cracked right open. And again, well, I think you'll find there's Andrew Thompson involved. And long ball in. This time Fraser doesn't mark it, but he just controls it to the front where the quality crummers hang out. And Dal Santo's one of those. Selflessly gives it off to the acting captain, and the Saints are away.
Xavier Clarke, well played. Handball off to Jones. Now here's a chance for the Saints. Aussie Jones can run. Couple of bounces through the midfield. Kick towards full forward. Koschitzke on a long lead marks. Explosive stuff through the middle by Aussie Jones. It was a great chase from 𝙲𝙷𝙰𝙽, but Jones was brilliant. And let's watch it again. Tucking the ball under the arm. And what was most impressive about it, Steve, was the delivery.
Sensational finish.
So Koschitzke, who kicked 4 goals last week, has taken 11 contested marks over the last couple of weeks and 22 in all.
We should talk some more about Aussie Jones at some stage too, because he's been down so far, but just starting to show some signs today.
He kicked 4 last week from 50 metres, loads up and kicks another one for St Kilda. Goals to 1 in his second term, and after Richmond had it all over St Kilda in the opening term, they've hit back fantastically.
Well, they have. You just sense that they're starting to win the ball around the stoppages as well. We just see the breakaway there by Aussie Jones, and their delivery into their forward line is a lot better, a lot quicker, and I really like the move of Koschitzke coming out of the goal square at the moment.
Jones has got the shepherd here, will enable him to run inside 50, take another bounce, and let rip with the punt road in. Saints are going to get home here.
It's towards half forward, now elects to kick it long, in from the side, Goddard.
We forget that Brendan's only 19, and he just needs to continue to play games. Very strong over the ball. He's got to probably become a little bit better overhead, but that will come in time. But 2 reads the game very well, very adaptable. He can play on talls and on mid to smalls, covers the ground very well, but his real strength is with his disposal.
This for a very handy break. He should kick it. And he does. The Saints lead by 19.
this is his third year and he's already played, 60, 65 odd AFL games, which is tremendous, and that's what it's all about. And we've made a decision to pump as many games into the guys that we believe will be consistent long-term players. And it's one thing to make them earn it, it's another thing to hold your nerve and get the games into the guys and accelerate their career, and in part with that you're trying to accelerate their maturity as well.
Mill to unload from outside the 50. Going to set it on the head of a couple. Mark taken by Hamill. Not paid. Goddard kicks the goal anyway.
Just how hard was it to break into this side? Just what were the sort of pressures that you were under?
I wouldn't say pressures, but it was pretty hard. The team wasn't travelling that great at the start, so I got an opportunity pretty early. Played a couple of games for Springvale and came in about round 3. And as I said, I was pretty lucky to get an opportunity.
More pressure on you on the back line, more spotlight on mistakes, a bit easier up forward?
I wouldn't say with the forward line we've got now, but down back's a lot easier with the play in front of you and read the ball. As you said, but if you make a mistake, it's pretty crucial.
He sums up well with the ball. He's given a latitude, he nearly almost every time will hit the target up the field, and has good range with his kicking. So, Brendan, or BJ as we know him, he's got a big future, I think, with the club in either playing down back or around that wing area.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair, but he's also accelerating his learning curve as well by playing down back and dealing with those situations. That'll hold him in enormous stead as his career develops, because it'll be on the basis of having been a defender and understanding what's required to deal with those types of situations.
What are the things you enjoy most about playing for St Kilda?
Probably the team atmosphere. We're all pretty close down here, and we've got a tight knit group of bunch of boys.
Has there been a highlight? What's been the highlight over the last couple of years?
I'm not sure, probably the first game, and probably the close one we had against Brisbane where Sorta kicked the winning goal.
The Saints will square their season at 7-7 if they can hold on in the final minute. And as Goddard stands tall, you reckon they might?
Brendan Goddard's about 6th or 7th in the team for disposals, and he's missed 3 matches. And he's about 6th in the team for hardball gets, and I think if there's been a criticism of him, it's been the fact that people haven't believed he's been as hard as he needs to be. He throws a lot of tackles on. He's high up in our selfless acts, and we're pleased how he's going. We think he's got a lot more upside improvement in him, and he's a guy that with improved speed and agility, we think can be a sort of a Buckley type midfielder for us.
Taking the hit, taking the battering yet again. Oh, Goddard. Oh, the Saints have got loose men everywhere. They are running amok now at the MCG.
At the moment, Pratt goes inside 50. Grant's got the sit. Maguire going back deep brilliantly. What a great mark.
The Dome sold out on Anzac Eve as High gathers too far out to score. Bangs into the hot spot, gives Richo a chance again, but Maguire in front. Good hands.
Yeah, Matty's a big fella. He seems to, even though he's 21 years of age, seems to match it strength-wise with most of his combatants, with most of his opponents. Very strong over the ball, whether it be in the air or at ground level. Doesn't mind taking his opponent on. If he can run down to get into a position to receive the ball, he will. Terrific going back and supporting teammates, especially on high balls. He likes to get back and spoil or even back himself to take the mark. So there's a lot to like about Matt, but in saying that, he too is, once these guys get up, the Brendan Goddards, the Raph Clarkes, get up around 80 to 100 games, I think you're going to see him play some real good football, and he just needs to, to continue on in that way.
Handy, here's Clarke loping through the middle. Handball over the top to Maguire. He thumps it long towards the square. That is a booming kick. What a goal! What a goal from Maguire! He's kicked 2.
He was picked 21, a bit underrated because he had injury that year and missed quite a bit of footy. One thing that people perhaps don't appreciate about him, he's got very good endurance, so he just can keep going and can kick the ball very long. He did win a Herald Sun kick when he was 16 or whatever. Strong, aggressive, very competitive, Very, very pleased to have him as centre half.
Does so, goes deep. Sneaking in behind is Maguire, who boots his third.
Yeah, look, Matt's once again a very important player to us because he gives us a lot of strength and toughness.
Flying for the side very bravely is Maguire.
He is showing leadership beyond his experience to this point in time, and you know, I don't know whether it was because maybe I played in that position that I really rate that centre half back who can straighten the team up and basically structure the defence around it. And if you have a dictating centre half back that basically decides where he plays and who he plays on, I think it really helps the team a lot.
Crawford to Hodge, all the names are there. Inside 50 again, the Saints have numbers. Great grab!
Grant Thomas is a former centre half back, knows what's required. Does he mention that to you from time to time?
Yes, he does. He does mention that he used to play that position, and he tries to instil in me the values that he used when he used to play centre half back. And I suppose he's been my main mentor and teacher for the past 4 years down there at centre half back. And this year he's more given me a licence to get forward and really, I suppose, dictate to the opposition rather than wait for them to get the ball.
Here's Lenny Hayes. Chipping ball to Maguire, straight down the throat, runs to 50, long ball to the clear the path. With Mayer, Derek did really well. Solomon said he got a touch, but Goddard said no.
Maguire's a guy that is, you know, very aggressive, very hard and tough in the air, runs the lines, takes shots at goal, will expose a forward if he doesn't stay on him, but also is competitive in the area of not allowing his forward to have an influence on the game. So, you know, he's a very important player to us.
Maguire's got away from Miller. He's intruding into the forward line. We know he can kick a goal every now and then. And this is now and then. It's another one of the Saints and Maguire.
Oh, look, there's a lot of good players down there at the moment. We've got Maxie Hutchton, who's had a terrific season. Luke Penny, who's just come back from injury, and he's been terrific for us as well. And he's a very solid player and always matches up well on the big fellas and stops them. And we've got the young boys coming through with Raph Clarke playing really well, and Sam Fisher and Xavier Clarke as well down there, who are all going well and look to be stars of the future. And then we've got Brett Voss, who's just one of the most courageous players in our team and always does the team things and really helps us out and cuts across opposition leads, and he's a terrific man to have back there.
Players just without time to get rid of the footy at the moment. Pratt goes inside 50. Grant's got the sit. Maguire going back deep brilliantly. What a great mark. Firstly, to not infringe, and secondly, to keep his eye on the ball and genuinely go at it. Fantastic grab from Matt Maguire.
The Dome sold out on Anzac Eve as Hyde gathers too far out to score. Bangs it to the hot spot, gives Richo a chance again, but Maguire in front. Good hands. 60 out. Stafford will get this one. Oh, Maguire again with a spicky. Spicky Maguire. There's a handball to play.
Handball to me.
Get that in a moment. You can think about it. Collision course, and they're both groggy. It was like Healy and Adams there. Maguire going down. Richo into consult in vast quantities this evening.
He was out before he
yeah. And that's Matt Maguire and the Tiger coming through, Chris Hyde. Just one of those, look at them, eyes for the football both. The two number 31s.
Pumps it long and hopes for the best. Flying from the side very bravely is Maguire.
Great sign for St Kilda that. That's his trademark. Take away from out of defence from the Swans. So McVeigh runs. Not much on the end of that. Good effort by Maguire. Backed his judgment.
Playing on, is called to do so now. Puts ball under some pressure. Confronted by Mitchell. Ball will get a screen from Hayes. Off the left inside 50. Everett gets back, but didn't get into the contest, and Maguire took the mark.
There's three Hawthorns defenders there, including Peter Everett, that
watch the ball go into Maguire's hands. You just got to back yourself. When you see the ball in the air, you just got to throw your fist at it or throw your body at it. Too many spectators.
So Matt Maguire, not a noted goal kicker. Kicked 1-3 for the season. Just 9 in his 55 games. This to reinstate the lead for the Saints. A kick from just outside the 50. Everett stands the mark. Looks good. Is good. And the Saints get their second. Opportunity goes begging. 11 points of difference. Chance for the Saints to get one more, and wouldn't it be handy? Here's Clarke loping through the middle. Handball over the top to Maguire. He thumps it long towards the square. That is a booming kick. What a goal! What a goal from Maguire! He's kicked 2 from centre-half back in the opening quarter of the game. And if he told Lance Franklin about the last one, what's he got planned this time?
Stole my words, JB. He had a little chat in Lance Franklin's ear early in the quarter when he kicked his first one, but certainly for a half-back flanker centre-half back, that is great. That pumps the team up.
Riewoldt, half lead to the pocket, now doubles back. Harvey spears at low to 50, had too much on it. Here's Fiora, tries to get away from Ladson, does so, goes deep. Sneaking in behind is Maguire, who boots his third. Three goals to Matt Maguire equals his all-time best, which came against Adelaide back in round 17 of 2003. And when you can get 3 from Maguire and 1 from Baker, defensive players predominantly, Lynchy,
that is
from your 7 goals, it's a bonus.
That is poor play from Hawthorn as a team. You've got to communicate. You can't tell me that someone didn't see him pushing into the forward 50. You have to communicate to everyone whose man is he, or at least push over until someone else can cover him.
Smith, Everett, Crawford to Hodge, all the names are there. Inside 50, again the Saints have numbers, great grab! Super mark from Matt Maguire, and what an afternoon he's having.
Looking to move the ball quickly. Here's Lenny Hayes. Shipping ball to Maguire, straight down the throat. Runs to 50, long ball, can it clear the path? It may have, Derek did really well. Solomon said he got a touch, but goal umpire said no.
Well, Matt Maguire, we saw him a couple of weeks ago against Hawthorn, kick 3 goals, running down from centre-half back. Well, he's at it again tonight. He was able to get the ball in a dangerous position just forward of centre, then carried it. And we know he can kick a long ball, and this was no exception. Great work in the goal square by Fraser Gehrig. Realised that the ball was going to carry for a goal, so he didn't try to mark it himself, just tried to protect the area where the ball was going to land.
Sets Thompson a task, and he was equal to it. Now they're off St Kilda. Maguire through the middle of the 𝙲𝙷𝙰𝙽. Thumping kick up towards Goddard, who went to ground. He might have been it didn't matter. Koschitzke has kicked 3 goals this term, 4 for the game, 4-1 for the night, and will line up from 25 metres out.
That kick there is an absolute beauty. It's almost as good as the mark, and unfortunately for David Fanning, he just cannot go with Justin Koschitzke. If this keeps on in this manner, he'll kick another 2 goals before the quarter's out.
Maguire's got away from Miller. He's intruding into the forward line. We know he can kick a goal every now and then. And this is now and then. It's another one of the Saints and Maguire. 10-3-63 to 7-5-47.
And he just did it so well, Maguire. He just nudged his opponent, Miller, under the ball. And what a valuable commodity he is, a goal-kicking centre-half back.
Smothered down by Riewoldt, has one bounce, has a second. He's worked hard in the opening quarter, hasn't had much reward for effort, but he does this time. Goal! Brilliant stuff.
Riewoldt's chance this time, and he's got it. Yes, he has.
Look, he's a very driven individual, some enormous pride. Very similar to Cozzy in that regard. They're extremely similar with their drivers, but quite dissimilar with their personalities. Rui's deep thinker, very sensitive to what he wants to achieve and to other people. He's really developing his leadership skills well and making a huge contribution in that regard.
Goes for distance, long down towards full forward. Plenty of Essendon players up as a result. Gehrig lurking behind, took too long to pick it up. Coming through is Clarke though, into Mines, goes to Riewoldt, he had no chance. Backheeled it, he backheeled the goal, like Dennis Stewart. Who remembers him?
Through the legs of Thompson, Maloney. Now Travis Johnston, can he find the handle? Dispossessed again, the numbers around the footy with the Saints. Hamill to Powell, kick towards Riewoldt, he's got good position here. Paid the mark, and for the season, 15-19 from set shots from just 30 metres. He squeezes it home, a great performance.
Look, he didn't make the All-Australian under-16 team. He was just a tall, skinny, no meat on his bones sort of a kid, and he blossomed and played in Southport's grand final side when he was 17 and a half, 18. At his size, to be as athletic as he is quite remarkable. He can play on a wing and run with the best of them, and obviously playing centre forward or wherever he plays forward, he'll just keep leading, and he's tireless because his endurance is a great ability that he has, and all round, just a very important player, and rarely has a game where he gets less than 20 odd possessions and 10, 12 marks, that sort of thing.
Right behind him, Riewoldt sets it on track, looks pretty good. Saints get another one.
It was something that I didn't really anticipate would ever happen to me, and to be honest, it all happened pretty quickly. I was playing local footy on the Gold Coast with my mates, and then senior footy, and before I knew it, I was out running around with Robert Harvey, Stuart Lowe, and Nathan Burke. So it all happened very, very quickly. Initially, when you arrive at a club, it's all very new and very exciting, but the quicker you can put that excitement behind you and actually realise that you're there for a reason, and that's to play league footy, then the better off you are.
Fist of it here, 20-22 for the season. In comes Riewoldt, just caresses it, puts it through the middle. The Saints reply, get back in front.
I mean, the guy's already won 2 club best and fairest. His courage is beyond dispute. Work ethic, he just runs himself into submission and along the way his opponents, and I think from a work ethic point of view provides a lot of inspiration to his teammates the way he goes about it. I mean, everyone talks about his marks and all that, but it's probably his work rate and work ethic that really makes the biggest significant contribution to the team, and that's why he's so highly respected.
To Dal Santo, the Saints' second centre break, up towards Riewoldt. Levitches his man, what a mark. At full stretch, Nick Riewoldt.
You've got to have a look at that. And at some stage, that looks just a pretty simple get out. Watch where Levitch's fist is when he marks the ball. It isn't even reaching the elbow of Riewoldt. Now, so on the grab, he's 12, 18 inches off where the ball is. That's how tall and how agile, how high he can jump.
Has kicked 120 goals in his 75 games of football. 120-69. It's a very accurate kick. He comes in to level the scores early in the first quarter. The captain with his first kick as skipper. Splits the middle. There you go. Nick Riewoldt.
Work rate, fantastic. Leaves everything out on the ground. Pushes hard the contest. Loves being in the play. Loves being in control of the situation, and really tries to destroy his man in the aerobic capacity stakes, and running back or forward. So, he's fantastic in that area.
I've been at St Kilda for about, I think 4 years now, so definitely learned a lot and had some great mentors and people to learn off. So that's something that I think has really matured me as a footballer and a person.
There's also a lot of upside to him, obviously with his kicking and his decision making and things like that. There's a lot of improvement in him as well, and he knows that, and he's really looking forward to that challenge. He just wants to be the best player there ever was, and he just wants to keep working towards achieving that. And he wants to milk himself to the max, and when you get people that think that way, they usually get the best out of themselves.
Knock it forward. Eventually it spills to Goddard. That was good football out of the pack by Hayes, and a wonderful squall mark taken by Riewoldt. Well, that was hard work in the middle.
It was quick, It was quick though. Once Goddard got his hands on the footy, he went quick and direct, which didn't give the Brisbane defenders an opportunity to get into that hole or space.
Well, we talked about how young he was to be skipper. This is one of those goals he needs to kick. Almost half time. Side down by 29 points. He kicks from 45. That's good. He's got 3.
Football up in Queensland was a bit different. You always jump 2 age groups at a time to try and make up the numbers, and never won a best and fairest or anything until I got to St Kilda. So I think to be part of my first winning final side last year against Sydney at the MCG, that's a game that really sticks in my mind and something that I really enjoyed being part of.
The players love him. They love his work rate and the way he puts himself in the contest. You know, he's very courageous as well, and you know, he wants to be in every play, wants to be involved, and he's, you know, his work rate at training and pre-season is fantastic, looks after himself. So yeah, he's respected in that area.
He's just whacked that on the boot. Oh, thank you very much. Birthday time for the big fella. The superstar goes in and kicks a lovely goal. He's been presenting all the time, Riewoldt. The ball's been over his head, out of his feet. Hasn't been a great start.
And away go the Saints again. Powell. It sits awkwardly for him. Now he's got it. Inside 50 he goes. A high up and under. It was an ordinary kick, but it's going to be a field goal. Riewoldt ran about 50 metres to get to it. And Nick Riewoldt, who kicked one earlier in the first quarter from outside 50 on a tighter angle, is a good thing to put the Saints back in front.
It was really good play there from Aussie Jones, knowing that Riewoldt was coming in. Thought, I'll crump if there's a spillage and allow Riewoldt to take a contested mark, which he's very good at.
What about the kick from Powell, though? It was a shank, but had he placed it there on purpose, we would have said it was perfect.
He likes this end. He's kicked 2. 2 goals, 1. Saints hit the flat.
Bin's out of trouble. Got it over to Blake. Blake sidesteps, gives it back to Clarke. This is exciting stuff. Xavier Clarke has a couple of bounces. He goes towards Riewoldt. Great football, St Kilda.
Xavier Clarke magnificent off the half-back flank in this quarter.
He's lit them up the last 15 minutes.
He's just been wonderful getting the slaps and the pats from his teammates, and deservedly so. Good play there by Goddard too. Hooked that ball in. He hooked it in. If he had it gone with 2 hands, he would have been wrapped up in a tackle and the ball would have stopped there. So he knew what he was doing. Take it in one hand, get the spin on so that he couldn't be contained in the tackle, and then Clarke to put it to the perfect spot.
All right, crunch time for Nick Riewoldt. He's kicked 3 behinds. He should kick this goal. And the champ does it. 55 from the Saints goal. Little knock over the tap. Running onto it is Hayes. And that almost is a good mark to 𝙲𝙷𝙰𝙽𝙽. The spoils go to Riewoldt for another one for St Kilda. And the skipper's got his second. Saints go further ahead. Well, he pounced there, Nick Riewoldt. 𝙲𝙷𝙰𝙽, almost a good mark, but didn't quite hang on long enough. It was a nice little tap out the back of the pack. And there's still a long way to go in this final term, but you'd have to say it's impossible for the Swans to get up from here.
He goes Peckett. Riewoldt's chance this time, and he's got it. Yes, he has. Took 3 goes. I think there was a free kick in there as well. Well, they're going to end up kicking 8 of the last 9 goals of the game, St Kilda, and that's a great way to finish off. He's kicked 2-4. He actually got himself 3 or 4 metres closer to goal by fumbling it the second time. He has 3, and Nick Riewoldt, St Kilda skipper, is going to lead them to victory.
Tiny hand pass, but ball with some time. Needed most of it. Comes back to Hayes inside the centre square. He decides to break now and goes for distance. Long down towards full forward. Plenty of Essendon players up as a result. Gearing lurking behind. Took too long to pick it up. Coming through is Clarke though. In 2 minds. Goes to Riewoldt. He had no chance. Backheeled it. He backheeled the goal. Like Dennis Stewart. Who remembers him?
Worth another look here.
It was Raph Clarke who had the ball. He got a bit of the kangaroo in the headlights, the rabbit in the headlights here. He's thinking, what am I doing with this? He loses it, 2 tacklers. Yes!
Through the legs as well.
Chance to mop up. He's under pressure, nowhere really to go. Through the legs of Thompson, Maloney. Now Travis Johnston, can he find the handle? Dispossessed again, the numbers around the footy with the Saints. Hamill to Powell, kick towards Riewoldt. He's got good position here. Paid the mark. No argument there from Ryan Ferguson. And it was intelligent stuff. We look at the kick from Powell, who didn't look goalward, but looked instead to Riewoldt, and that's a mark. So after starting in the midfield and copping some early attention, Nick Riewoldt a chance here. Now his kicking hasn't been great. He's kicked a couple of behinds today, and for the season, 15-19 from set shots from just 30 metres. He squeezes it home. A great performance.